I've only been at school for 4 weeks, and boredom is already setting in. Don't get me wrong. I love that McKenna and I are together. It's a great university as far as academics, very prestigious, but I can't take the dull atmosphere anymore. There really isn't much here for me. Maybe for a person who is from New Haven, Connecticut, it is different. As far as the campus goes, Yale is astonishing. The buildings exude history. This place actually reminds me of Hogwarts. I decided I'd major in business. Since I was already good at making money, I figured that I might as well get a degree for it. Besides, Yale is ranked in the top 20 business programs in the country. I would be a fool if I passed on pursuing a degree from here. I am on course for graduation in precisely 4 years, assuming I can last that long. If we are being honest, I have a feeling I'm not gonna make it. People attend college hoping that a degree from a 4-year institution would give them a better chance of getting a good job. They want good jobs so that they can support their family, if they have one, or for setting up a future for a tribe of their own. There is one thing I am sure I can make a living at, but as long as McKenna is still attending school, why shouldn't I go? My classes are a breeze. School has always come easy, but there is one class I can't stand, which is my history elective. The professor is terribly dull, and there's nothing he can teach me about world history.
Luke! Luke, wait up! Where are you heading?
I've got a meeting with my advisor. I gotta get out of this history class, it's so lame. I know it's late, but I'm hoping there's a seat open in anything else.
Good luck with that. Dinner tonight at 7 o'clock?
I can't wait.
Great! Love you!
I made the appointment with my advisor. I've been in her office for 30 minutes before she finally tells me what I already knew. I'm so annoyed with this meeting. The gray wool pantsuit she is wearing is making her itch. She has been involuntarily scratching herself the entire time I've been in the office. She has also been staring at me with marked disinterest. I guess she doesn't want to be here either.
I'm sorry, Luke, but all classes are full. It's only been 4 weeks. Try giving the class another shot. Who knows, maybe by midterm, things will have turned around.
Please. I'm begging you here. Isn't there anything else I can take?
Well, there is one class that has an open seat. Roman Society with Professor Shields. He just had 5 students withdraw from his class, so there is plenty of room.
Any other person would have wondered why so many people had dropped the class. Was it that difficult, or was he so much of a tyrant that people can't stand being there? I don't care. All I know is that anything will be better than staying in world history. I would be well rested and failing by the time the semester is over. I'll take it.
All right then, I'll give you the sign-in form. Remember, Professor Shields must sign off for it to be official. You better hurry though, the class will be starting in 10 minutes on the other side of campus.
I have never been on this side of campus, and, well, I am lost. Eventually, I find the class.
You're late. Take a seat.
Professor Shields looks familiar. He is about 5'10" or 11, has a short haircut, and I can see from here he's balding. Shields is built like he religiously works out, and if you can't tell, he's British. I swear I've seen him before.
Who here has seen the movie Gladiator?
Your fame is well-deserved, Spaniard. I don't think there's ever been a gladiator to match you. As for this young man, he insists you are Hector reborn. Or was it Hercules? Why doesn't the hero reveal himself and tell us all your real name? You do have a name.
My name is Gladiator.
How dare you show your back to me? Slave! You will remove your helmet and tell me your name.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions, loyal servant to the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
Well, unlike the Academy Award-winning film, with all those wonderful actors, gladiators existed and were the equivalent of today's influencers. 264 BCE, during the First Punic Wars, the sons of Junius Brutus Pera offered gladiator games in honor of their recently deceased father. Munis, the commemorative rite owed the deities of the loved ones' ancestors. Gladiator games became exceptionally popular. Men who offered games would compete for the number of matches to be presented. The gladiator games thrived and were massive draws. Days of combat would be presented in honor of anyone of note who had passed away. Eventually, the games turned from memorial events to money-driven showcases almost in the blink of an eye. In 105 BCE, Rome gave its first showing of gladiator combat from Capua. The name is derived from the Etruscan Capiva. Capua is located in southern Italy, in the province of Caserta, Campania. Businessmen tried to make a name for themselves in government by owning and putting on the best gladiator matches. The buying, selling, and trading of gladiators became popular throughout the empire. Commonly, the enemies of Rome, tribes conquered in battle, would be enslaved and sold for the games. Most were martyrs, just sent to be lambs for the slaughter. It was on brand for Roman society because they were obsessed with blood and death. The enslaved who were thought to turn a profit were sold as gladiators for the entertainment of the people.
I've got to say, even with Shield's warm personality, maybe this class won't be so bad after all. I find the lecture intriguing. I lived in Rome for 2 years and never took the time to research the history. But, for some strange reason, I feel a deep connection to the information in the lecture.
Alright everyone, that's enough for today. I'll see you all next time. Good afternoon, Mr. Hart. I hadn't planned on seeing you so soon.
So soon? I would be lying if I said the pleasure is all mine.
You're wondering how I know you?
I've stayed pretty low-key since returning to the US. I've only been training and focusing on my relationship with McKenna and school. He's not from New Jersey, so there's only one way I could have possibly encountered him before.
2 years ago, while in Rome, I participated in a back alley sporting event. I remember watching you fight. I heard stories of the young American fighter who properly destroyed everyone who dared face him in the ring. I was impressed. I fought the French gentleman immediately following your match.
I remember how I know Shields now. I had watched him fight that night. It was a ridiculous no contest. Shields is one of the greatest martial artists I have ever seen. The fight had lasted only a minute. He had toyed with his opponent for a bit before finally landing a 3-move combination that left the Frenchman looking like a coma victim. What is he doing as a college professor at Yale? It doesn't add up.
Before you start racking your brain trying to figure out why a professor would take part in questionable activities like that, let me tell you the answer is simple. I'm a fighter by nature, just as you are. Tell me, Luke, do you still mix it up?
I haven't gotten the opportunity since you last saw me. My win didn't go over so well with a few people, so my family and I left Europe. I've just been staying in shape for the moment, the right place, and right time. I'm always up for a good fight.
That's good to hear. You will soon. I believe you have something for me to sign. Let's have it. You are now officially in my class. Don't be late next time.
What did he mean by, you will soon? Professor? Shields is gone before I have the opportunity to ask. On my way home, I get a text from McKenna.
Get back here pronto. I've got something special that needs unwrapping.
I always love the little innuendos. Before you get ahead of yourself, though, let's make it clear. McKenna and I have a very mature and healthy relationship. Gentlemen, what seems to be the problem?
What? Get out of here.
I usually don't do things like this, getting involved with other people's problems. Why don't you let him go? You all look like you have more important things you can be doing other than messing with him.
I don't know what your problem is. But, since you can't seem to mind your business, we'll have no problem beating you before we finish taking care of your friend.
Really? I guess Shields was right. Overcompensating a bit. Whatever happened to the old switchblade? You just carry a sword around in your coat? I don't know how you sit down with that thing in there.
Come on. Let's get out of here.
Thanks.
Don't mention it. Friends of yours?
No, just messengers, from the House of Crassus. You're in Professor Shields' class, right? I saw you come in. I'm Bobby.
House of Crassus. What's that?
A guy with your talent should know about them. Shields hasn't told you yet?
Told me what, exactly?
If you have time, I can introduce you to the opportunity of your life. For someone like you, it's a dream.
I am interested in seeing what he's talking about. If what he is saying is true, it could be just the thing I've been looking for. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Not tonight though. There's somewhere I gotta be.
Meet me here tomorrow at 9 am. You won't want to miss this.
Sorry I'm late. McKenna. You really went all out. What's the occasion? There is a note dangling from the light in the hallway.
Follow the arrows until you find your gift.
I follow the directions until I end up at our bedroom door. Inside I find McKenna lying across the bed. She's been waiting for me.
You missed dinner. So, I figured we would go straight to dessert.
I waste no more time and dive into the gift McKenna has laid out for me.
The world that tries to steal our hope tries to make us numb, but our love has overcome. And you, my dear, you are my prize. When I look into your eyes, love overflow, I'm never letting go. All my life I give to you, love breakthrough, I'm never letting go. Never ceasing, our love grows ever increasing, I won't let you go.
At night I have the strangest dream. I am back in what looks like the Roman Empire, in the middle of an arena that looks identical to the Colosseum Shields showed us pictures of in his lecture. I am standing over a dead man, covered in blood, holding a sword. The people in the crowd are cheering for me again, but I can't make out what they are saying. I try to focus on the name until it starts to become clear.
Luke. Luke. Luke.
Wow, that was too real.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just had the most vivid dream. I just need to splash some water on my face. Where did this come from? It's definitely new, but looks like an old injury. I'm sure I would have remembered getting slashed across the chest like this. I don't know. It is too weird for me to deal with right now.
I wasn't sure if you were actually gonna show up.
I told you I would. I'm ready to see this dream you promised.
Right this way.
Aurelius.
Let's open Pandora's box.
I follow Bobby inside. I take in the decor as we head down several hallways and 3 staircases until we come to a large, dimly lit room, the floor of which is covered in sand. Marble statues line the walls and huge lights hang from the ceiling. Large storage units at either end of the room appear to be housing antique-style weapons. Swords, spears, tridents, shields, and a few other items I am unfamiliar with. I don't know what I am looking at, but the room reminds me of Rome, the Colosseum, and the statues shaped as the gladiators whose stories I often heard growing up in Europe.
Hurry, we're missing the match.
The match.
Hello, Bobby. Mr. Hart, you've managed to find your way to our little home away from home. Welcome to the house of Aurelius. All right, gents. That's enough for today. Get out of here. Go do something else. We'll start at the same time tomorrow. Good day.
What is this place?
Come with me. All of your questions will be answered. Do you know who this is?
Yes. Marcus Aurelius, 16th Emperor of Rome.
He was a philosopher, and the last of the 5 good emperors. He was honorable, and he conducted himself as such. After Nero had his way with Rome, Marcus did everything he could to restore the empire to its former glory. It was his wish to return the power of the Senate to the people. A great figure of history, which is why he's the namesake of this building.
What is this? A fraternity?
Yes and no. It's not a fraternity in the sense you're thinking of. We have no affiliation with the school, we do nothing in any generous capacity, and the ordinary student population doesn't know anything about us. This is not the type of place you can pledge. This is a fraternity of special people just like you. A brotherhood of warriors, whose bloodlines have given them a remarkable ability for combat. The men a part of the House of Aurelius, and those of rival groups, are the descendants of ancient warriors. Kings, knights, generals, gladiators, warriors. Today, you will find ties to the greatest of legends throughout history right here. In this discrete world of competition, we are a part of what is known as legacy. It's a network of, well, you can call them sects. Just like ours, there are 8 in total, 5 of which are located in the United States. We fight in quarterly events. Real weapons, real fighters, and fatalities are most certainly a possibility. It's more legal than what you are used to. The people behind this are so connected, it makes the back alley fights in Italy seem like public street brawls. You must have money or a name to be a spectator. The students you will see at these events come because their parents can afford it, and their money is as old as our world.
It isn't hard believing that everything he is saying is true. America is the land of opportunity. Hiding as a spectator sport has lost some of its lusters. Boxing is hanging on by a thread, and MMA has taken its place in the hearts of people. This is unlike anything in recent history. No wonder discretion is a priority, especially since money and the possibility of death is involved. Aside from that, one question in particular keeps swirling around in my mind. Where do I fit in? If it's such a big secret, why are you telling me this right now?
Have you ever dreamed of glory? Imagined that you had just conquered something and stood watching as people cheered for you, as if you were an inspiration to them?
Let me get this straight. Are you saying you've been keeping an eye on me ever since you fought that night?
We've been following you since birth. The historian is never wrong.
The historian?
It's the historian's job to follow bloodlines in an effort, hopefully, to find the next great champions of legacy. You, my friend, you are one of those champions.
I am the descendant of a legendary warrior. Okay, this is cool. Tell me more.
Legacy gets its name from the fighters themselves. Legacy is what it is because the fighters are just that. Exceptional descendants born with the natural abilities and skills of the warriors whose names reign supreme throughout history. They fight because of their blood inheritance, their gifts. The blood coursing through their veins demands glory. Have you noticed any new scars recently that you can't account for?
Yes, I have. How did you know that?
The historian never ceases to amaze me. You're an echo. Echoes get their name because they're virtually duplicates, mirror images, doppelgangers. An echo's blood is so in tune with its ancestor, you're practically their seed. Only 4 echoes are known to legacy. 2 are currently fighting, and you are now the 4th. I also am one of them. I am the descendant of King Richard the Lionhearted.
Richard the Lionhearted, son of King Henry II, received his name because he was revered as one of the great military leaders and warriors of English history. Richard commanded the Christian armies during the Third Crusade and gave Saladin the Great a pretty good beating.
You know your history. That's good. It will come in handy.
I am beginning to understand why, for the longest time, I have felt so different from others. It is because of my blood. My ancestor had been a great warrior, and I am their reincarnated spirit. Who does the historian say I am born of?
Come in.
You're getting slow. Maybe it's time you leave the sparring to the younger crowd.
In what life, may I ask, do you imagine you could best me? Luke, I want you to meet someone. This is Lincoln.
Call me Link. So you're the Echo. How's it going?
Not bad. I saw you fighting out there. You're pretty good.
I do my best. I'm only going to be as good as the work I put into it.
So nice you've made friends already. How touching. If you will excuse me, gents, I am running late for my 8 p.m. class. One more thing, Luke. When you leave through those doors, the world as you knew it will be a facade. Whether you choose to accept and participate in this life, you are an echo, and legacy. Legacy is the real world.
It's nice to see you too.
I've been going at this over and over for the past 3 hours and nothing will stick.
What are you doing exactly?
I'm supposed to be working on a project for Anthro, and I can't come up with anything to write about.
What's the project supposed to be about?
We have to profile someone, their lifestyle and cultural habits. The project will run through the end of the semester, and I can't figure out who I should focus on.
McKenna is a journalism major, and it seems like it's very stressful on her. She is constantly typing away in the library or at the apartment. Sometimes, it's hard to find her during the day, but I support her ambition. She wants to be a writer more than anything. In high school, she was the editor of the school newspaper senior year. She used to write me little poems telling me how much she loves me. I've read everything McKenna has ever written. How about you do your paper on me?
Luke, thanks, but no. While you do have a broad and wildly eccentric background, you wouldn't be a good subject. Besides, you're just a student now.
I promise you will not be disappointed. Perhaps there is more to me that you have yet to find out. A ton that I have just found out myself and am still gathering information on.
Okay, I'll do it. You better give me some good material. Before we start though, I think we should do something fun. Let's go out.
What would you like to do? The world is your oyster.
I don't know. I wonder if there's anything going on around here.
How about a party? I made a new friend earlier, and he told me about this event going on at a club near here called Hayes.
Music, drinks, socially inept college kids. I think that's just what the doctor ordered. Let's go.
I think we're here. Let me text my friend and see where he is.
I am right behind you. We'll be there in a second. Luke, you made it. How you living?
We're good, man. Came to check out the party. Link, this is my girlfriend, McKenna. McKenna, this is Lincoln.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure. This is my girlfriend, Juliet. Juliet, Luke, and McKenna.
Nice to meet you guys.
Now that we are all acquainted, let's party. Blessed are we by the gods.
Password.
Glory.
This place is awesome. Thanks for inviting us.
You are one of us now. This is just one of the perks of being a part of this world.
So Luke, how did you and McKenna meet?
Well, when we were children, our families attended the same formal event in Italy. Our fathers were colleagues. At night, they introduced us, and I fell for her as soon as I saw her. But we couldn't keep in touch, and 5 years went by before we would see each other again. My family moved back to America, and McKenna and I end up sitting across from one another in class. We've been inseparable ever since. I won't lose her again.
That's so nice.
What about you guys?
Link and I. Well, it wasn't anything as romantic as that. It was pretty normal, you could say.
We met when Juliet came to my dorm room knocking, kicking, and screaming. She was looking for a guy who had spread a rumor about them hooking up because she wouldn't go out with him. When I opened the door, she didn't even wait to see who was on the other side. As soon as she got a clear shot, she took it, punched me square in the face, thinking I was someone else. When she realized I wasn't who she was looking for, Juliet apologized profusely. She invited herself in, and she's been beating me ever since.
Stop it. I don't do that all the time.
You guys seem amazing together. After all of these drinks, I need to use the bathroom. Juliet, will you come with me?
Of course I will. Give us a chance to have some girl time. We'll be back. Don't miss us too much.
What's up, guys?
Bobby.
How's the party? Any fine ladies around in need of some loving?
We wouldn't know, big guy. We've been entertained by our own fine ladies. I'm sure there are few out there who have your name written all over them though. If you don't mind me asking, how did you get tied in with Aurelius?
Well, I don't have the physical abilities you guys do, but I'm better looking, and I have something else important that's essential to the house. I'm the historian.
Bobby.
So I'm not technically the historian for Aurelius. I'm in training. My father is the actual historian. He is the one that discovered you and has been following your progression since birth. I'll take over when he retires. My family has been historians for generations. I'll be the sixth. How much did Shields tell you?
Just a bit about Legacy and the Echoes. We had to run before I could get any more information from him.
Legacy is the coolest thing history has ever created. It is the time of the gladiator in the modern world. People think when Rome declined the fighting stopped. But the truth is the blood ran on. To be able to fight, you have to be a bloodborne. Bloodborns are the ones who have original bloodlines to warriors of the past. The Echoes, like you, are doppelgangers. You are, skill-wise and physically, almost identical reincarnations of your origins, as we call them. With slight variations, there are also relics, bloodborne whose families have maintained the traditions of their ancient cultures. They live by the same codes, pray to the same gods. You get it.
Wait, so you can tell me who my origin is?
What's going on?
Stop it.
I don't know yet.
I thought I told you to get lost. Touch me again, and I'll snap your fingers until they all break one by one.
She's feisty. I like that. Why don't you let me work out some of that aggression?
Let's just go.
That's the first one.
You broke my finger.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. Just dealing with a creep.
Not bad. You handled them pretty well. Why don't you try again with someone a little more your speed?
No problem, step up.
Owen. You know this is Aurelius territory. You and your buddies are gonna have to go. Nico. Pleasure as always. Don't make me repeat myself. Rumor has it, you have a new member. An echo? Judging from the condition of these two, I take it this little runt is the one. Whether he is or isn't is no concern of yours. Last time. You all need to go before we find out the answer to the question. Judging by the look in his eyes, I'm guessing he would love to take you up on your original offer. Alright, we're leaving. We'll see each other real soon. History always repeats itself. I don't believe we've been formally introduced, Luke. I'm Nico. Welcome to the party.
Who was that guy?
That, my friend, was Owen, the top Crassus fighter. He thinks he's a god. Don't worry about him though. I'll personally take care of Owen. We are due to meet in the Proelium, and I guarantee he will not walk away unscathed. Come on, let me get you a drink. My apologies for the intrusion, everyone. I'm gonna have a word with our security personnel. Drinks are on me tonight, and if there's anything you need, please let me know. Ladies. Link, Bobby. Luke, I'll be looking forward to getting to know you better.
That would have been epic if those two squared up just now.
Why do you say that?
Do you know who that is? That is Owen of Crassus, the echo of Achilles himself. He is the definition of hardcore. Owen has a god complex because Achilles was rumored to have been a demigod. Not to mention Owen's never lost a fight in Legacy. I very much doubt he is a demigod, although Achilles was a true warrior. Achilles was the son of the nymph, Thetis, who is said to have dipped Achilles in the waters of the river Styx to make him immortal. She submerged everything but his heel, the only vulnerable spot on his body. There are many examples of legendary people who were said to be the heirs of deities. Hercules, the son of Zeus, was a demigod. I can't take anything away from his origin, but I have a hard time believing that Owen is him. The beef between Nico and Owen goes back to ancient times. Nico is the descendant of Hector, Prince of Troy. You know the story, everyone does. Hector's brother Paris ran off with Helen, the wife of Menelaus, king of Sparta. He was so pissed that he, and his brother Agamemnon, king of Argos, assembled a fleet of over 1,000 ships to sail on Troy. Agamemnon was a power-hungry tyrant who spared no expense in his mission. He brought Menelaus, Ajax, Odysseus, and Achilles to Troy to lead his army. Achilles didn't even want to fight. He had ordered his men, the Myrmidons, to sail away from Troy. But they followed him into battle because of a misunderstanding, unaware that their leader wasn't Achilles but instead his cousin Patroclus. Hector met Patroclus in battle and killed him. In a blind rage, Achilles marched on the gates of Troy, where he and Hector faced off mano a mano. Hector put up a pretty good fight, but in the end, he fell to Achilles' blade. Before the whole Trojan horse fiasco and the sacking of Troy, Hector's wife Andromache escaped the city with their infant son Astyanax. Thus the bloodline lived on. What people don't know, and what history doesn't tell, is that Briseis, the cousin of Hector, also escaped with Andromache that day. She was a mythical queen, captured and given to Achilles as a war prize. She ended up falling for the guy, and they made sweet love. Their nights of passion resulted in the conceiving of a child. When people started noticing her baby bump, everyone assumed the father was Briseis' husband. He had been killed, along with their family, when the Myrmidons assaulted Troy. In actuality, it was Achilles' kid. Briseis knew that the baby wasn't her dead husband's, but she could never tell anyone the truth. The baby wouldn't have survived in the fallen city. Only when the child reached his manhood did she confide in him the truth of his birth.
How do you know all of that?
I'm a historian, remember? Besides, Achilles was the greatest fighter the world had ever seen. Of course his blood would maintain the instinctual need for mayhem.
This night has been full of excitement, but I came here to dance. Shall we?
If you would excuse us.
Thanks for stepping in back there, before things escalated.
You know I'll always back you up.
Good. But now it's time to let it go. Tonight, it's just you and me.
It was good to see you tonight, man. With everything that happened, we never got to talk about legacy. What did you decide?
I'm in.